We have just resumed our classes after the Christmas holiday. For some, it's easy and for others, it's not. But hang in there. Wangare The Storyteller has a storybook titled Manga Goes to School. Let's see.
Hello, tell me, do you remember your first day in school? How did you feel? Were you excited? Were you scared? In today's book, we read about a boy whose name is Manga. And we will find out about how his first day in school was. The book is called Manga Goes to School. Manga was 5 years old. His sister Mombi was 8. On Saturdays and Sundays, the two children played together at home. They were very, very happy. On Monday, Mombi went to school. Manga wanted to go to school too. Mother smiled and said, "Manga, you will go to school in January." And Manga waited and waited, and finally, at last, it was January. Father and mother went with Manga to town to buy a new school uniform. Manga was very, very happy. "Oh, I will now be able to read and write just like Mombi," Manga said happily. When he went to bed that evening, he fell asleep with a big smile on his face. In the morning, Manga put on his uniform. When Mombi saw him, she laughed. Well, Mother helped Manga put on his clothes and comb his hair, and he looked clean and tidy. After breakfast, Mother took Manga to school, and there were other children all dressed in their school uniforms. Manga saw his sister Mombi in class. He ran to her, calling her name. Can you imagine that? The whole class laughed at Mombi. Manga laughed with them too. The teacher took Manga to Mother. Mother was waiting outside. The standard 1 teacher saw Manga and his mother. "Welcome to school, Manga," she said. "I will show you to your classroom." Of course, Mother wanted to go home. She said, "Goodbye, Manga. I'll see you later." Ooh, and you know what Manga did? Manga held Mama's legs and began crying loudly. He was very scared of school. "Manga, I must go. I have some work to do," Mother said. "Then I'll come back with you," Manga shouted. He now wants to go back home with Mama. The teacher came and talked to Manga. Oh, Manga cried even more loudly. Manga stamped his feet. His shoe came out. The teacher now took Manga in her arms. Manga kicked his legs and his arms in the air. "I want my mother! I want my mother!" he cried. The teacher took a book with beautiful pictures and showed them to Manga. She told him good stories about the pictures. And finally, Manga was quiet. The teacher called all the standard 1 pupils. She put them in one class and asked them to say their names. Then they sang many songs and they clapped their hands. They were very happy. That is the end of our story about Manga's first day to school. How do you think Manga felt when finally Mother came to pick him from school? Well, I really enjoyed this particular story. And if you did, do you know that you can actually find this book at the textbook center? Yes, you can. And you can find so many other interesting storybooks. So why don't you ask your mom or your dad or your uncle and aunt or your grandmother or grandfather to take you to the nearest textbook center, and you can get yourself a copy of this book and any other book that you would like. Well, from me, Bye.